This is Triumph and Transcend uh podcast. What we got J Hood on here again. We about to chop it up about some real life things. And I wanted to start off by asking you, I know you seen the rapper in Texas that lost his life with his daughter. I believe his name was Lil Ronnie.
Yeah, Get Money, Lil Ronnie. I'm familiar with the case, with the scenario.
Yeah. I was just sitting here and thinking about that, and just wanted to ask you, like, as far as something like that, have you ever experienced anything like that on a personal level from a friend, anybody close to you that went through something like that?
I experienced, man. All right, so I don't know if you're familiar with this, or it was a situation that happened in Compton, and happened at Nate's liquor store. A female I used to deal with, her name is Sakori. She actually rests in peace now. Uh, Something related to this situation. Now, Sakori was at the liquor store with one of my friends, one of my real close friends, and in Compton, one gang will be right here, and then you cross the main street and it's another gang. Now, where this liquor store is right there on Alondra, and it's the liquor store is in the middle, or it's relatively right next to three different gangs, and they used to all three of the gangs used to get along until a misunderstanding that broke out in, I'm gonna say, like 2016 or 2017. So all three of these gangs still operate at this liquor store, Lantana Block, Original Swamp Compton, and Tragnew Park. Now, my boy, he from the swamp, and he was with Sakori. While he's at the liquor store, this dude from Lantana, he's walking out the liquor store, and my boy from Swamp, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, he's a prominent figure, with a reputation. So I guess this is what he said. He said that he was intimidated and he didn't know what my boy was gonna do. So while he was walking back to his car, he pulls out a gun and starts shooting. My boy, in self-defense, he returns fire. He shoots 16, 17 times. One of the bullets that my boy was shooting hit old boy's son in the head and killed the son. And it's just a super sad situation because when they all came to jail, we were all in jail together. And in jail, we're all under the same fraction. And because a baby was involved, the older homies had put a green light on my boy, even though he shot back in self-defense. It was like, even though you shot back in self-defense, a baby was still unalived.
Right.
So basically, we all read his paperwork, and old boy got his son killed. And there's no easy way to say that, but that's just being brutally honest. He got his son killed, and it was just a sad situation because his son was like 2 or 3.
Oh,
and
wow. Yeah.
I don't know why you would walk towards a car or even take your son to a hot spot, a heavy gang Lotus, or a heavy gang hub. Like, and the shootout transpired, and I actually seen the pictures of the dead child, and the child he lifted up in his car seat, and he looked like this, and was hit right square in the middle of his forehead, and it was just, it's one of them scenes, one of those pictures that you can never unsee.
Right.
One of them pictures you can never unsee, and my boy, he got the issue. He got an issue. They told us to do it, and I couldn't do it because even though a child lost his life, I read everything and I seen the video. And he didn't shoot first. He was honestly acting in self-defense. So
right.
I couldn't do, this is my childhood friend. They told me to stab him. I'm like, I can't do that, you know? I can't do that because not morally, I understand what he was trying to do. He was trying to defend himself, and he turned himself in. It's not like he had no remorse and didn't turn himself in, but they really didn't care too much about any of that. But long story short, the older homies end up understanding and seeing it his way, and basically was like, man, oh yeah, old boy is the actual reason for the death of his own child.
Right. So, right.
Old boy ended up getting stabbed up and getting hurt, you know, but ultimately it was just a tragic situation. And they made the California, the U.S. court system is crazy because since the child was innocent in the matter, they made those two dudes co-defendants and said that since these dudes were committing a crime against one another and an innocent bystander got killed, neither one of them had the right to self-defense. So they both end up getting life.
That sounds fair to me.
Yeah, I can't necessarily say it's fair because my boy, he didn't mean to do it. He was literally going to the liquor store to get some milk right around the corner from his house. And a dude that he don't even know started shooting at him. And he shot back. And bullets don't have no name. But that's the life that you choose, though. So, you know, if he wasn't an active gang member, he wouldn't have to worry about getting shot at. So
no, fair.
Yeah. It's like, you know, it's just a sad situation. It's a sad situation. I don't feel like he should have got life. I feel like he should have got a punishment. Maybe 20 years, something, a strict punishment. To say, because with a murder case, it's something called malice and forethought. And malice is malicious intent. He had no malicious intent. He was just trying to protect self-preservation. He was trying to protect himself. It's just a sad situation that this dude decided to go shoot at somebody with his child. Not even his child, with his stepson. That's why I believe he did it, because it's not his own child, you know?
Right.
I just wish that the situation didn't happen, because, you know, long live that little boy. Long live that child. Yeah. And I just wish that the mother of the child would have picked a better husband, because your husband shouldn't advise you or your son to go to a liquor store that's not safe for him. When I'm with my kids, when I'm with anybody, I'm not taking them to a gang-infested neighborhood. We'll do everything outside of Compton. because Compton has no survivors. They don't spare anybody, you know. So
right,
it's just a really sad situation. And as far as Get Money Lil Ronnie, it's a sad scenario. He lost his daughter. Those two dudes were determined to take that man's life. I just was wondering, like, how much hatred did you have to have for this man?
right.
To shoot so many times in that direction with no regard for human life. That's a baby.
Right.
That was a baby that lost his life. And you know, they released the photos and the identities of the two suspects. One of them
I just seen that.
A documented sex offender. So, you know, he didn't have no morals to begin with. He had no morals, no integrity to begin with. I don't know. It's just a sad situation. I ain't gonna say nobody. I don't believe nobody deserves life in prison, because I believe anybody can be rehabilitated. But in those scenarios, when you kill an innocent child with malicious intent, because you can clearly see by that video, that man, Get Money Lil Ronnie, was running for his life.
Yep.
He was running for his life. Yep. And he didn't. That's not how he intended his day to end or his life to end.
Right.
And it's just a sad scenario that a black man can't take his daughter to the car wash, because I'm quite sure after the car wash they was gonna do something. Maybe go out to dinner, go out to breakfast, or, you know, I don't know. It's just, we got to be more compassionate to each other. And to my understanding, it all stems from a rap beef.
Here we go. Something that don't mean nothing.
Something that don't mean nothing. And you ended this young man's rap career. You took him out of his glory.
Yeah.
Here, Keith. I think that's field goal. They're not upstairs yet, though. But it's just a sad. We got to be more compassionate, and people got to learn how to use. God said it's power in the tongue, and the Bible says it's power in the tongue. Just like people can use their tongue to start a fire, they can use their tongue to put a fire out. I really feel like people need to learn how to use their communication skills before these situations escalate. I've been following that case really close, because, man, it's never a good day when a child loses their life. It's never a good day when anybody loses their life. You know, nobody has the right to take another man's life.
Right.
That's God's obligation. That's God's, you know, God's choice.
Right.
That little girl, she didn't deserve
it. And I want to go back real quick, because you 100% about what you were saying about your friend, you know, in that situation. I didn't so much mean, I meant he do deserve punishment, but you were 100% he don't deserve life. You know, 20 years, you know, but it was self-defense at the end of the day still.
It's just, there you go. My bad, the police are there.
No, you good. But
let me. I don't want to say.
All right.
Yeah, it was self-defense, but I kind of understood where the court system was getting at, but
Yeah.
I know they feel like somebody has to blame for it. But I've seen another scenario when uh, the police are dealing with a mass shooter and they return fire on the suspect, and their friendly fire unalive somebody, and there's no punishment.
Right.
So why is it okay for the police to defend their life and a regular civilian in the same scenario? Yes, a mistake was made and it was an accident. The accident resulted in the loss of life. So it's just,
Right.
it's a horrible situation. Just a horrible situation. A
Yeah.
horrible
Yeah.
situation. I don't believe that. I know this dude, and I know morally he's against anybody harming a child. I know this dude. I know who he's
Right.
against. I know that wasn't in his heart. You
Yeah,
know,
we all make mistakes, and like you say, the guy that instigated it, the main one that caused it, he was the one that should have took the bulk of the punishment at the end of the day. Because like you say, I mean, what do you expect, your boy to do, just stand there and get shot because there's a kid in the car? I'm sure he wasn't aiming for the kid. The
he,
kid wasn't shooting at him,
you know, and he said
so,
he didn't
but
know that it was a kid in the car. It was a baby, like a 2 year old,
right,
3 year old. So it was the kid was inside the kid was inside the car, so he shot in the direction of the suspect that was shooting at him,
right.
and
And you know what else?
yeah,
They probably looked at it as even though it was still self-defense on your friend's part, it was probably like, well, if you a documented gang member or whatever, they still holding that part against them. Well, if you wouldn't have been in the gang, you wouldn't have been a part of this. So even though he wasn't out here causing the trouble, they just gonna, you know what I mean, they gonna stick
yeah.
that on you. I mean, so yeah,
But it's not a crime to be a gang member. It's not
but
a
they
crime.
want to make it. Yeah.
They want to make it a crime, but it's not a crime.
Hmm.
It's not,
Right.
because at the end of the day, uh, they say a gang is three or more people that have a similar identifying symbol. It's a gang. Three or more people. That's
Right.
all. So if me, you, Marcelli, and your wife decide to go out and be like, "Hey, we're the black black revolutionaries," they're going to consider that the black revolutionaries as a gang.
Right.
You know, and we're eligible for the gang enhancement. And this is the only thing I have a problem with. Why they're trying to criminalize, why they try to criminalize. I messed up. But you being in a gang, majority of the people who join gangs preteen, 10,
Right.
11, 12. Some of them 13, 14, and 15. And we all know how stupid a 15-year-old is. We
Right.
all know
Immature.
how 16-year-old is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
dumb. I used to do all type of dumb things when I was 15 and 16. Yeah, immature, but I used to do all type, like I did a backflip off of my house when I was 15.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that was just I'm saying. Now that I'm 30, I'm like, I would never, you know.
Right.
But at that age, I'm like, watch this. You know what I mean? Like, so I really just don't believe that you should be able to hold somebody accountable for a decision that they made in their preteens.
Right.
It's the world that we live in. So it's some
Yeah.
decisions
Yeah.
away from it, some decisions you can't. But and a lot of times the police identify you by your area. So just because I grew up over here, I am here. Like out here, they got something called day ones, which means, oh, you were born into the gang, which means your mother or your father was a part of this gang. You've been around older members of the gang. They all know you, and you never have to get put on. You just essentially walk on. And
now the police term?
You said what?
The police use that term?
Yes, the police use the term day one. Like
That's crazy.
My friend actually in trial, they asked, do you know if I'm gonna use the moniker handles? They said, do you know what age handles start gang banging? And he said he was born into the gang. And he said, what do you mean born into the gang? They said he was always a gang member. He came out of the womb, and his life was expected to be a gang life because both his mother and his father are from Grape Street, and they live in the Jordan projects. So the attorney said, so you telling me that this man never had a choice whether he was going to be a gang member or not? And the detective said, no, he didn't. It was in his blood. It was running through his veins. And I said, whoa, that's crazy that. And it's true. It's really true. Because some people don't even have the option on whether you gangbang or not. It's really
right.
Your cousins is from here, your mom is from here, your dad is from here, and this is all that you know. You, for instance, the Grape Street. You live in the Jordan house. You live in the Jordan Down projects. You went to Markham. You went to Jordan High School. What do you think you're gonna be?
From Jordan.
Jordan Down. You feel me? You're gonna be a Jordan Down, Grape Street Watch. If you same thing if you live in the Nickerson Gardens. If you live in the Imperial Courts. If you live in the Wilmington Arms. If you live in the Willowbrook area. You become a product of your environment. You become a product of your environment. And I'm not going to say that there aren't successful people and people who don't come out of that area who don't gangbang, but I know day ones who have never participated in any criminal activity. I know day one who never think about harming another man, but they still day one.
But you know what? Not to cut you off real quick, what that does, what you saying is they like to stereotype us. So no matter what you do, they want to put you in that same category. But my bad, go ahead though. Go ahead, bro. Finish, my bad.
They will stereotype you. And that's kind of and it's kind of crazy. I'm gonna say this because I don't know if this gonna hurt, get somebody upset, but I remember it's like that Keisha Cole song. I might as well have. You know what I mean? That's just like when your girl just keep accusing you of cheating, and you like, you know what? I might as well cheat. When your teacher accuses you of talking during the test, or I might as well do it. And that is an immature way to look at it, but that's how I became a part of a gang.
Right.
Like I never got jumped into a gang. I used to be at the park, and uh, none of us got jumped into a gang. We used to be at the park. The police used to pull up, and the police used to jump out, weapons drawn, and they'd be like, "Well, man, we seen y'all over here 3 days in a row. Of course, you see me over here 3 days in a row. I live down the street. This the only you want to go to a different park."
And how old was you when they did this?
Man, 13, 14.
See, that's sad.
So every day the police just like my grandmother and my parents, my guardians, didn't allow me to go to any other park because that's where they felt safe at. They knew exactly where I was at. They knew that if they needed to look for me, they would jump in their car and they could just drive to the park, and I would be somewhere in the area. But the police used that as ammunition to say that, hey, he had 10 field interview cards. He had 10 field interview cards, and the police. That's why the police will give you a gang name. They give you a gang name. They give you one. Like they jump out on me. My best friend. They asked him, "What is his gang name?" He said, "I don't bang." They said, "You look like a hot dog," and he him as the gang member under the name Hot Dog. And
wow, that's crazy.
His little brother, right? His little brother. They documented him as Little Hot Dog.
Wow. Yeah. See, they had jokes. I see.
Yeah.
They got jokes. I see.
And
yeah.
Once you start getting harassed so much, you like, man, I keep getting accused of being a gang member. I might as well be. I might as well. And then instead of proving people wrong, you prove them right. And it's right. It's complete stupidity, but it happens every day.
Right.
Because see, it's easier to prove them right.
Yeah.
To prove them wrong.
Right.
Especially when you know that all you got to do is just accept it, embrace it. You know.
Yep.
The police saying you are this already. You are this. Just embrace it, and you like, all right, I am.
Right.
But there's a lot of my friends who never embraced it, and they were still documented gang members. Still. Are you familiar with Top Dog Entertainment, TDE?
Yeah.
All right. Their studio is in my area, in my neighborhood. His son, Brandon, is my real close friend. He never embraced the gang life, but he's a documented gang member. He's a documented Crip, and he is not a gang member. He's not a Crip, but he's a documented Crip. He never, he just hung with us. And he hung with us before we embraced it, you know?
Right.
He was one of the ones who was like, nah. And the reason why he didn't, I know the reason why he didn't embrace it is because he had a father at home. That's why I say, kings, get your kids.
Facts. That's facts. You know. And what do you think with all of that, like the whole Agent 22 podcast with what he does, with what he promotes? Do you like, because I know you got a lot of different I mean Adam 22, my bad. Well, yeah. What you think about how he do his thing?
I believe that man is smart. I believe that he is capitalizing off of our struggle.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that he knows that the media, mainstream media, loves problematic things and drama. I believe that people give him what he's looking for. And if I'm never going to say that a man doing his job is at fault.
Right.
I'm never going to say that it's the police officer's fault for arresting somebody for a crime. And I'm never going to say it's the reporter's fault for reporting. But at some point, you got to look at yourself. Adam 22, do you believe that you're doing the right thing?
That part.
How would you feel if we went into your communities and stirred the pot?
Right.
And it resulted in the deaths of your loved ones. But he's doing his job.
Yeah, there's no doubt about
his family. And a part of me wants to believe, but no, because he's been doing it so long, he has to know what the result of what he's doing, you know?
Yeah, he knows. And see, my thing is, even with that, like, why you don't bring on some positive people on your show that can balance it out? It's all just strictly negative stuff, but nothing real positive.
What blew my mind is nothing really blow my mind no more though, because I'm from the flood. You feel me? I've been around gang so. But what tripped me out was that old boy who killed Pop Smoke.
Man, yeah. Talk about
got an interview fresh out. And I was thinking, like, he said he had fans. And I'm thinking, you got fans. What do you have fans for doing? You're not a rapper. You're not an actor. You're not a security guard. What do you have fans for doing? You did this interview on No Jumper, and you absolutely show no remorse. If I was in that predicament and I got out of prison for unaliving of a prominent black figure, I would have took that platform to apologize to that man's mother.
That part.
That's what I would have did, you know?
Yeah.
But instead, you took the time to glorify homicide.
See, I didn't watch the whole thing. When I seen it, I was like, nah, I'm good.
I didn't watch it either. I didn't watch it. All I watched the YouTube Shorts version.
Right.
I'm not sorry. I'm like, dang, dude, you not sorry? Like, I've been in the streets. And I done did some stuff.
Right.
But it take a different type of monster not to feel remorse.
Right. And see, honestly, I was wondering too, like, with him being fresh out, like you said, and being on that platform like that, knowing all of these people watching, like, he looked uncomfortable to me. Like, he didn't look like he was trying to flex. He just looked hella uncomfortable. Like, I was wondering if it was like he was doing it because he was probably getting a bag for it, and then on top of that, you know, wanting to show out because of what he done. Or if he, you know, like you said, just really don't give a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I believe this. This is what I believe. He a kid. So right. 9 out of 10, when he got that DM on Instagram, or when he got that call, his friends was right there. And then he showed somebody like, hey, look, Adam 22 reached out to me. Adam 22 reached out to him, and they probably seen that. His friend, it probably wasn't even him replying.
Right.
A group of toddlers. I'm calling them toddlers because they kids. So
Right.
group of
Right.
toddlers responding back, trying to impress one another. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Nah, that's fact. It didn't I just watched it last night. It was the guy from Chicago, Bloodhound, Lil Jeff, and then it was a dude that unalived him. And I know Jeff was on Adam 22, and I want to say the dude that unalived him he ended up interviewing him. I might be mistaken, don't quote me on that.
I think DJU interviewed him.
Okay, all right.
DJU on the Couch TV interviewed him. The Trap City Rob.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah. And I just watched the interview with him where he was down, like he like, man, don't put that on me. I'm not glorifying, I ain't trying to celebrate that, none of that. You know, he was on some real stand up. It was like you said when we was talking about your boy on some, this was self-defense. Like I had no choice but to react in this manner. I didn't go out here looking to do this.
Yeah. But in my opinion, and everybody might not agree with me, I feel like he should have did that interview by himself. I understand that you got a target on your back now, so now you maybe need to move with some of your homies. But it's a way to do things. You could have came up there with your homies and had them off camera.
Right.
Because how genuine are you going to look saying I'm not glorifying the death of this young man when there's three people that you standing next to is saying they smoking him.
Right.
So how you not
But see,
glorifying?
that's that influence again. That's that influence, letting people influence you. Yeah.
You know, so I just feel like if he was sincere, he would have just did that interview by himself.
On his own. Yeah, I can agree with that 100%. And I think it goes with that where, once again, you want to impress the homies because now you save lives and everybody bigging you up for what you did. And then the fact that, this kid had this reputation of being this savage and all of that, and you was the one that took him down. So now, and anybody that's human is going to feel some type of excitement, and I'm not saying for necessarily killing anybody, but just the fact of when you got people praising you, you know what I mean?
But this is what trips me out. We spoke on this conversation. Drill rap. Now, did you watch the video? Ooh, I don't even know if I can say this because I don't want to get nobody in trouble. But I'm gonna say it. I don't want to get nobody in trouble, so I'm gonna use a hypothetical. I'm trying to say this without incriminating anybody.
Right.
No, because I'm not with that. Did you watch the video of when Lil Jeff was unalived?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say he was murdered because that was not a murder. That was 100% self-defense.
Right.
And people was trying to say, oh, well, he shot him 19 times. That was an overkill. Well, I don't believe that. I believe there's no such thing as an amount of force that is reasonable when self-preservation is at risk. When you're trying to defend yourself, there is no such thing as a reasonable amount of force because you have trained police officers who believe that they see a suspect reaching for a gun, and the whole SWAT team unload their magazines on this man. And then I was scared, and reasonably, They could be scared. So with that being said, if a trained operative, a trained police officer, while adrenaline is pumping and self-preservation is at risk, they react. They squeeze the gun until it's clicking. Why can't this man do the same thing?
Right. Right.
But that's one factor I wanted to point out. Now, all these other rappers and vloggers, they're trying to say that it was another person with Little Jeff when Little Jeff died. They said that he slipped and fell.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Now, in California, all of them would have went to jail.
Right.
Everybody inside that car. Every single person that was inside that car would have went to jail because that was a premeditated first-degree murder.
Right.
That's what that was. Everybody inside that car knew what it was.
Right.
They knew what they was going to go do. But
yep,
the police in Chicago, they want young black men to kill each other.
Yeah, it's all a part of the plan.
Because it's not nothing for them to say, hey, that driver, he's guilty of first-degree murder, the death of his boy. He's guilty of attempted murder, the attempted murders of everybody that was outside that day.
Right.
Everybody who was inside that car is guilty of a crime. But since this particular group of people are rappers and they're promoting the violence, they're not gonna do that.
Right.
They're not gonna do it.
It's all a part of the plan, to keep us in the dark. Yeah, yeah. Because once again,
nobody go to jail. I want nobody to go to jail.
Right.
Jail. I just want to point out the facts. And I want to point out the facts. But I can guarantee you, FGB Duck got killed. Everybody that was involved in that. Matter of fact, Lil Durk murder trial. Lil Durk and murder for hire. Everybody that's involved in Lil Durk, the planning of that is in custody.
Right.
Why? Because Lil Durk shot Hadatain and he started pushing peace. He's no longer doing the devil's work. So the system no longer feels like they can use Lil Durk for evil.
Right. So
they get positive. They want to take his voice. Before he could really get deep into the positivity he was trying to do, they took him off the streets. So the last essence that they have of him on the streets is demonic, evil, and that's what they want the youth to pay attention to.
Yep.
Take them to jail. So now they got all these young, immature teenagers think, oh my God, my favorite rapper in jail for a hat. I want to meet him. I want to go to jail and meet Lil Durk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe if I catch a case, maybe if I catch a hat, I can be just like him. You know what I mean? And people don't even know Lil Durk don't want to be in jail. They know that, but they don't know how bad he want to be in jail.
At all. At all. And I'm glad you just said that too, because I was having that conversation with my wife and I was saying, why is it that also in the hood, bro, we like the concept of going to prison is like a badge of honor more so than going to college. Like, when you go to prison, somebody come home from prison, they always get these stripes of some sort where they put on a pedestal. And granted, a lot of people happy they came home, but I think when the younger ones see that, then they feel like, ooh, I want to get that. So if I'm not succeeding in school, well, I can go to the streets and, you know what I'm saying, go that route and kind of do the same thing. And I'm not saying people intentionally are going to prison, but it's almost like the I don't care if I do, I do. If not, you know what I'm saying, but I'm gonna do what I do.
Yeah. It's like it seemed like this. Some of these kids, they really come from poverty-stricken neighborhoods, poverty-stricken families who never really had a real birthday party.
Right.
And then they see they big homie come home and he get a whole picnic. And they like,
Right.
picnic? I want the clout, I want the recognition, you know. And it's like clout. It's like a virus.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just sad.
Once again, you know, just trying to unlearn all the negative BS that we've been teaching and been taught, you know, and trying to you know, change that whole dynamic, you know, because it's funny, like even just with our lingo, you know, anything, you know, man, that's bad, that mean good. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, you know, if you ratchet, you know, you the, you know what I mean? So everything that would mean something negative, we turn it to a positive, even the N word. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be able to use it. So, but I think like with that creativity we have, we just got to find a way to make it work for us in a positive way as a community for the kids and all of that, and start kind of directing that negative energy into more of the positive.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
I believe that it seemed like the rappers control the culture.
Right.
The streets. Because these rappers are really in the streets. And it tripped me out, right? That the rappers were teaching people how to do drugs now. Like, it said, they said, look, this is how you can tell if a pill is real or it's fake. And I know they sincere, like they want to stop these overdoses, right? But
Right.
saying don't do drugs, they saying, look, do the drugs, just do the real drugs.
Right.
Like, come on, dog, be better.
Right.
Be better. You know, like, but I
And
understand
that's
they can't say don't do drugs when that's when they rap about.
right.
But man, y'all already multimillionaires.
And you know, too, and it goes back to the family, man, with the parents. You know, it's how important it is to make sure that we there for our kids and raising our kids. You know what I mean? Like we was talking last interview and was saying how the material things don't mean nothing. It's us being there, us spending time with them, things of that nature. But you know, also with that is, you know, teaching them certain things, you know, certain manners, certain things, but once again, like I mean, I think we all of us that come from the hood can relate to we it's been broken since we've been here. You know what I'm saying? Before us, like it was already broken. So it's like it's just certain people know how to fix it or get it together, and some people don't. So you know, that's like my whole thing. Even with doing this podcast, man, is trying to just bring positivity, man. Show something positive, not try to glorify all of the negative all the time. You know what I mean?
You a blessing. You one of the ones. You one of the ones who ain't lost.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you because, but it's it's a blessing when you see a black man that's trying to do better. Too often when positivity is going on in the black community, they want to keep it to themselves. They want to hold it to their chest instead of spread the joy and spread the wealth.
Right.
People don't even share knowledge. It seems like
right.
You don't often hear people openly glorifying positivity.
Right.
You can cut on the radio, click on YouTube, and actively see death and destruction.
Right.
And it seemed like when somebody dies or promotes death, they numbers they get pushed more. They promotion it be heavy promotion. Their promotion goes up. It's easier for them to be marketed. You know? And it's just messed up. Sad sight. Sad sight to see.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, but like I say, man, also even with you, like I had just I didn't get a chance yet. I seen you had a video on and was I think you had it labeled it about the kids.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna check it out when we get off of here. But that's like I said, another reason I reached out to you, because seeing you in the situation that you in, and once again, like we talking about the labels people want to put on you, and just seeing what you've been trying to do since you've been in there. Since I've been following your videos and watching you always speaking a lot of positivity. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I've seen a video yet where you ain't at least dropped some kind of knowledge and some kind of positivity, man. And having that energy like that, man, take us a long way too. So once again, you know, I just want to give you your flowers on that, man. And, you know, just keep on doing, improving every day. You know what I mean?
Yes, this is a battle. And I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And that's all I'm going to push is peace and positivity. Because that's the only thing that's going to blossom.
Yes, sir.
Blossom. I'm not into watering a dead flower.
Right.
I want something to grow. Hopefully I save somebody. I help somebody, or somebody listening, they appreciate me, you know?
Yeah.
Hope so.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm already sure of it, man. Like I say, you know, the thing about it is, like I say, we all got our own journeys in life to walk. And you right now, in the time that you've been there, and I'm me just meeting you now, but it seemed like you've grown a whole lot and learned a whole lot. You know what I mean? Because you speaking like somebody that's 40 years old already, 50 years old. You know what I mean? You got a lot of positive knowledge. So, like I say, man, you know, just keep pushing that. But you trust me, you gonna reach people, man, because you got a lot of people following you already, looking at your videos. So just keep pushing that positivity, bro. They listening to you. Trust me.
Thank you. I appreciate you. And
yes, sir.
Hope so, because I want to save some lives. I want to save some me and you. You know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I want to save everybody, but I really want to save the people that look like me and you.
Definitely. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut it, man. I know you probably got things going on. I know I got stuff going on, but you know, I'm gonna tap in with you tomorrow, whatever, and we gonna put something together again, bro.
Yep. Appreciate you. God bless you, man.
Man, God bless you too, bro. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Hey.